Hello! Tonight, we'll take you into a world where patience, cleverness, and the perseverance of a little bird taught an arrogant king a valuable lesson. Close your eyes and relax. Lie on your back with your arms straight at your sides. Let your body completely relax. No tension, no worries. Gently release all the thoughts in your mind, whether negative or positive. Feel peaceful. The Farmer and the Sparrow. A long time ago, there was a prosperous and happy kingdom. The king of this kingdom was very fond of listening to stories, but this hobby of his had a major flaw: his arrogance. One day, driven by his arrogance, the king announced a competition with a unique and dangerous condition. The condition was, whoever could tell the king a story that never ended would win the hand of the princess and half the kingdom as a prize. However, if a storyteller failed to satisfy the king and the story came to an end, they would face severe punishment. Hearing this, even the people and storytellers from the surrounding kingdoms were astonished. What kind of story could there be that had no end? The prize was great, but the fear of punishment was even greater. All sorts of poets and storytellers came. Some told stories to the king for one night, others for 4 nights. The stories seemed endless, but even they eventually came to an end. Each time a story ended, the storyteller was punished. The king's folly was now being discussed throughout the kingdom. Image 4. In this same kingdom lived a patient and clever young farmer. He was neither a storyteller nor a poet, so no one had any expectations of him. But the farmer decided to participate in the competition. His intention was indeed to win the prize, but his main objective was to break the king's arrogance and make him realize his mistake. People tried to dissuade him, as the risk of punishment was immense. But the farmer remained steadfast in his confidence. The farmer took his seat. The king reminded him of the rules and gave him another chance to leave. But the farmer firmly replied, "Your Majesty, I have come after careful consideration, and I intend to return only after winning." The king said, "Very well, as you wish. But remember, the moment the story ends, you're done for." Bowing respectfully to the king, the farmer took his seat. The king reminded him of the rules and gave him another chance to leave. But the farmer firmly replied, "Your Majesty, I have come after careful consideration, and I intend to return only after winning." The king said, "Very well, as you wish. But remember, the moment the story ends, you're done for." The endless story of the sparrow and the grain. The farmer began to tell the story. There was a king, and the land of his kingdom was very fertile. The kingdom produced abundant harvests of all kinds of grains and crops. The king had built large granaries and storehouses where all the grain of the kingdom was collected. This system was in place so that the people would never go hungry in case of famine or any other calamity. The animals and birds in the kingdom also lived happily. Among them was a beautiful sparrow. One day, a sparrow came, sat at the door of the storehouse, and picked up a single grain in its beak and flew away. Then another sparrow came, picked up a grain from the storehouse, and flew away. Then another bird came, took a grain from the storehouse, and flew away. And then another bird came, picked up a grain from the storehouse, and flew away. And over again. The king became increasingly frustrated and kept asking, "Oh, you fool, continue the story." The farmer replied humbly, "Your Majesty, how can I continue? In that king's kingdom, there was no shortage of rice nor of lovely sparrows. The granary was vast, and the sparrows were countless." The farmer repeated this endless sequence again and again. A sparrow came, took a grain, and flew away. Then another bird came. The entire night passed. Then the second night and the third night passed in the same way. The king began to sweat. He realized that he was not dealing with an ordinary man, but with a clever warrior who was turning his own challenge against him. Finally, on the fourth day, the king gave up. He could not bear it any longer. He admitted defeat and, as per the agreement, handed over a new life and a lesson. Having received half the kingdom and the princess, the farmer had now become a happy king. One day, the new king, the farmer, noticed a sparrow building a nest in the old meeting room of his palace. The bird was bringing blades of grass in its beak and building the nest near the window. The farmer was worried that the nest would spoil the beauty of the room and ordered it to be removed. However, his wife, the princess, disagreed. She reminded him how these sparrows had been searching for a safe place for their family for a long time. The princess said, "Isn't it our duty? If we destroy this nest, the poor sparrows' eggs will break and their babies will be gone before they even have a chance to be born." The farmer and the princess left the nest where it was. They provided the sparrows and their family with water and food and protected them. After some time, adorable chicks hatched from the nest, and the whole family lived inspires us to believe that if a person possesses patience, resourcefulness, and self-confidence, they can overcome any challenge in life. And sometimes, a small companion, like a sparrow, can help us solve the biggest problems in our lives. Your breathing is now deep and calm. Your eyes are closed, and your body is completely relaxed. Now, slowly, sleep is gently embracing you. Good night.